Nikola Jokic, who stands at 6 feet 11 inches tall and plays the center position, distinguishes himself among NBA big men with his ability to score from both inside and outside the arc, as well as to smash the boards and find open teammates. For the second year in a row, the NBA's Most Valuable Player award was given to Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. He won 65 of 100 votes for first place. During the last campaign, Jokic was the first choice of 91 out of 101 voters, including news media members and fans. Jokic is a center for the Nuggets, but he also has a guard's passing touch and shooting stroke. Today's video will be about every time Nikola Jokic proved his haters wrong. Before we go any further, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting NBA content. Let's keep rolling! Nikola Jokic has become a household name among NBA fans in a brief period. While looking across all of the sports, this is one of the most improbable stories you'll ever hear because Jokic was overweight when he was growing up. Despite winning back-to-back Most Valuable Player awards, the media is critical of the Joker, and some analysts dismiss him. With that being said, we will expose some people who did not believe in Nikola Jokic and how he proved them wrong. Number 1. Stephen A. Smith. Smith is a well-known television figure in the world of sports, a host on sports radio, and a sports journalist. In an interview with J.J. Redick, Stephen A. Smith compared Anthony Davis and Nikola Jokic because he never believed in Jokic. He said, "Okay, so we're only going to talk about your skill in playing basketball while you're in good shape. I'd rather have Anthony Davis than Luka, and I would rather have Anthony Davis than Nikola Jokic." Stephen A. Smith thinks Anthony Davis is a better player than Nikola Jokic. It is, of course, arguably false depending on who you ask, considering that Anthony Davis has been unable to stay healthy over the past 2 seasons, appearing in a total of 76 games while averaging just 22 points. Throughout the past 2 seasons, Anthony Davis has not been a superstar or even a top 10 player. He has been unable to stay in the lineup ever since the Lakers won their championship in the bubble, and the once dominant player is a question mark every season. Jokic, on the other hand, averaged 27 points per game in 74 contests last year, while also averaging 14 rebounds and 8 assists per game while playing for a squad that went 48-34, even without Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. Looking at the big picture, Jokic is superior to the rest of them because he scores more, passes more, and shoots more, and can stay healthy when it counts the most. Number 2. Kendrick Perkins. Now that we've moved on from Stephen A. Smith, let's hear Kendrick Perkins' big brain take on Nikola Jokic in an ESPN interview back when the Nuggets weren't at their best. "I've heard the stats, but they're down in the 8th or 9th spot because, as far as I'm concerned, winning is what counts, and, after all, that's why I awarded it to Steve Nash way back then." Kendrick Perkins made it apparent that Jokic didn't stand a chance because of his low Western Conference seed at the time. But strangely enough, in 2021, he had predicted that Stephen Curry would win the MVP despite his team's low position heading into the play-in tournament. Kendrick Perkins claims that the voters' criteria shifts yearly, yet he is wildly unpredictable. For example, in the 2021-22 season, Jokic's squad was the 6th seed, but Perkins didn't pick him as the MVP, while Stephen Curry was the 8th seed and Perkins' runaway winner. I'm sure you guys can see the disconnect there. Number 3. Nick Wright. Next up, we have the biggest Jokic hater in the world, Nick Wright. Wright is well known as a sports commentator on radio and television. Wright, along with Kevin Wildes and Chris Broussard, presently hosts the show First Things First on Fox Sports 1. He said, "This is now one less thing that I need to worry about or care about. You know, I took my time to do research and study about league MVP for 70 years of NBA history, and now it's just a thing." Nick Wright is acting so hyperbolic because, once again, Nikola Jokic hit a fantastic and phenomenal season individually. When looking at past MVPs from different decades, there have been some disappointments. However, we got over it and still value the award. In the same interview, Nick Wright also said, "I was told by the folks that vote on this award that he and Luka are in different stratospheres now. Luka happens to be still playing, so we get to see it. Does it look like he has more of an impact on the game than Luka Doncic? No, of course not. But he won this award 2 years in a row, and 2 years in a row, his team is at home when the award is announced. So, good job, voters. I hope the VORP gods reward you at the pearly gates because the real-life NBA watchers will not. While the NBA playoffs have no bearing on the regular season MVP winner, Nick Wright continues to be dishonest by claiming otherwise. It's noteworthy that in each of the past 2 years, the team Jokic lost to in the Western Conference Finals also won the conference finals. Nick Wright is a massive nerd for complex mathematics, at least when it serves his stories. Nick values advanced statistics regarding a player he likes, such as LeBron James, but places less weight on them when discussing a player he dislikes, such as Nikola Jokic. Not the most fair comparison, wouldn't you guys agree? Number 4. Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor is a Fox Sports 1 host and media figure. Currently, she works alongside LaShawn McCoy and Emmanuel Akko as a co-host on the show Speak. Previously, Taylor hosted The Joy Taylor Show on Fox Sports Radio on Saturdays and provided news updates on Fox Sports 1's The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Well, Taylor wasn't in support of Jokic winning the MVP. Here's what she said. I've always picked Joel Embiid to win the award, so yeah, I struggle to feel super pumped about this MVP. Winning a league MVP is still a fantastic achievement and accomplishment, and winning back-to-back MVPs is next level. But it's like I can't unsee what I saw with you guys in Embiid, and I can't unsee what I saw with Giannis. Even though Nikola Jokic hasn't had the same kind of career and power as some of the all-time greats, he has far surpassed players like Joel Embiid in recent years. Jokic is the only player in the NBA's top 5 in points, rebounds, and assists over that span. When contrasting Jokic to Embiid, you have to think of the playoffs and how healthy each player has been. Jokic is always there, always consistent, always putting up numbers, and always playing great, while Embiid is dominant when fit, but rarely plays at his best in the playoffs. Additionally, many forget that in 2020, Jokic reached the Western Conference Finals where he faced the LA Lakers. Embiid has yet to reach a conference finals, although Daryl Morey continues to put top talent around him. Number 5. Mark Spears. In an interview with ESPN, Mark Spears was asked his opinion on Joel Embiid versus Jokic, and he said, "If I gotta take a big man first, and I have to start a team and build it around him, it'll be Joel Embiid for me, because I think he's an unstoppable force. Jokic at times to me is a little slow, a little lethargic, and when you get to the offensive end of the floor, Joel Embiid is the guy that you would take." Marcus Spears hasn't mentioned anything meaningful. His sole argument was that Embiid was an unstoppable force, and he added at the very end that Embiid was unquestionably a more fabulous offensive player. Regarding Jokic, he is consistently reliable, puts up big numbers, and plays well. Jokic is the more effective scorer, the better passer, the better rebounder, and the more versatile player when focusing solely on the offensive end. And when contrasting Jokic with Embiid, the playoffs and being healthy are the 2 points that keep coming up. Compared to Embiid, who is a great player in the playoffs when healthy, but is rarely able to get over the hump. And what do you guys think? Did Nikola Jokic prove his haters wrong? Is he a better player than Embiid and Doncic? I would love to hear your opinion, so please let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content.